Hello, welcome to today's chapter of the Shulchan Aruch, Siman Kuf Mem Tes, chapter 149. Dine Birkas Hamazon V'Nisuin Mitzvah Simchas Chasam V'Chala. The laws of Birkas Hamazon for weddings and the Mitzvah to Gladden the bride and groom. Number 1. Before saying Birkas Hamazon in the company of 10 adult males, the leader says Devei Hoseh. Let's get that in the Hebrew. Devai Haser, etc., banish sorrow, etc., and let's get the Hebrew phrase. She'asimcha b'myono, in whose abode is joy. She'achanu mishalo, who we have eaten of his bounty, is said without the letter vav as a conjunction, and not v'she'achalnu mishalo. After concluding the Birkas Hamazon, the leader takes a second cup of wine, over which he recites 6 brachas. After this, he says over the first cup, which is the cup of Birkas Hamazon, the bracha Brei Piach Ofen, the creator of the fruit of the vine, it's best not to fill the cup for the 6 brachas until the conclusion of Birkas Hamazon. Care should be taken that men and women should not eat together in one room. If men and women eat together in one room, let me just get the phrase. Shechasimcha binyono cannot be said because there is no joy in the heavens where the evil inclination reigns. Number 2, if a young man, one who was never married a virgin or widow, or a widow married a virgin, the above mentioned brachas are said after the first meal following the wedding, even if they did not eat on that day, but only at night following the day of the wedding, or even on the following day, because the first meal is considered as if new guests are participating. But if this first meal, and during this entire 7 days of the wedding week, only if new guests come to participate is Birkas Hamazon recited in this manner. Number 3, when a new guest does not come to participate, and the men dining with the groom are not members of his family, but come to celebrate his friends, Devai Haser is not said, but no the Lishimcha V'chulu is said, as well as Hasimcha b'myono. After concluding Birkas Hamazon, the leader takes a second cup and recites the bracha Asher Bara Sosna V'Simcha, etc. After that, he again takes the cup that was used for Birkas Hamazon and recites over it Brei Piach Ofen. For this, 10 men are not necessary, and even the presence of 3 is sufficient for saying Birkas Hamazon in this manner. However, if the groom eats only with family members, these things are not said. Number 4, when a widow marries a widow, if they ate the first meal on this day of the wedding, even if the meal lasts until the night, Birkas Hamazon is recited as stated in paragraph 1. But if they do not begin the meal until nightfall, if there are men dining with them to celebrate his friends, Birkas Hamazon should be recited as stated in paragraph 3. This is true even if there is a new guest participating. This applies to all meals during the first 3 days after the wedding. Number 5. The term new guest applies to a person who has come to celebrate as a friend and for whom they want to prepare extra food even though he does not eat with them. Shabbos, the first day of Yom Tov, and the second day of Yom Tov are considered as new guests, but this applies only to the meal at night and the meal in the morning, but the third meal is not considered as a new guest unless the groom expounds on a Torah topic. Number 6. If one invites the groom and bride to dine with him, and he assigns a private room for them where they can be alone and rejoice together, it is considered as part of their wedding, and the 7 brachas are recited. But if this is not the case, even if the bracha Asher Bara is not recited, nor do we say Shebesimcha b'myono. Number 7, when the wedding guests break up into many groups to feast, even in the houses that do not face the place of the groom, nevertheless each group recites these 7 brachas. Since they are eating from the feast that was prepared for the wedding, however, the waiters who eat after the wedding feast is over do not recite these brachas. Number 8. When one remarries his divorced wife, Shebesimcha b'myono is omitted. At the first meal on the wedding day, the 7 brachas are recited, but from then on, none of the brachas are said. Number 9. Is a mitzvah to rejoice the groom and bride and to dance before her and say that she is beautiful and gracious for the expression she has found grace and favor before him in Esther 2:17. And we find that Rabbi Yehuda ben Allah used to dance before the bride, and that's from Masechet Ketubos 17a. Number 10. It's forbidden to stare at the bride, but you are allowed to look at her jewelry and at her uncovered hair. Number 11. Some people have a custom that if the bride was menstrually unclean at the time of the wedding, then afterwards, on the night of her ritual immersion, they make a feast and invite guests. This is improper, as this custom should be abolished because it is a breach of modesty. But if they make a small feast for their household and they say, Shebesimcha b'nyono, one need not protest. But the 7 brachas must not be said other than in the manner described above. And footnote 6 says only during the 7 days of the feast. Number 12. One who marries a virgin must rejoice with her for 7 days, which are called the 7 days of feasting. During this time he should not do work and should not do business in the marketplace, but he should eat and drink and rejoice with her regardless if he was a bachelor or a widower. Even if she waives this right, he is still forbidden to do work. He is forbidden to go alone in the street. If one marries a previously married woman, if he is a widower, all authorities agree that he need not rejoice more than 3 days. If he was never married, some authorities rule that he must rejoice with her 7 days, since because of him they recite 7 brachas. Nevertheless, in this case, a woman may waive her right to be rejoiced. And that's from Number 62. This applies to his being allowed to do work also. If a public fast occurs during the 7-day feasting, see chapters 121:7 and chapter 141:2. Number 13. One who takes a wife to himself must remain in the city a full year to rejoice with her. As it said, he shall not go out with the army. He shall be free for his home 1 year, and he shall cheer his wife. Deuteronomy 24:5. But the woman can waive this right. That's the end of the chapter. Thank you for listening and all the best. Bye.